Hello, welcome to Movie Musters. Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Review, The Reckoning, Season 4 episode. For Drew and Diana, everything was wrapped up a little too neatly. Was it really possible that Drew or Diana would pass away after 4 episodes in Power Book Roman 2, Ghost's final season? No, not at all. However, could they have made the possibility of their demise seem plausible? Indeed. Yes, without a doubt. Meeting in the dorm PG-04E04, The Reckoning. For the most part, you can put up with the Power universe's extreme fantasticalism because it offers more entertainment value than ridiculousness. Sometimes, though, an hour makes it difficult to disregard the issues. Monet's smothering has not been good. There's a lot that revolves around that very true reality, so let's get that out of the way. Related, Birthright, a review of Power Book Roman 2, Ghosts Season 4 Episode 3. It's amazing to me how she fooled herself into thinking she deserved her children's love and respect. But then again, it's difficult to recognize your own shortcomings when you're continuously calling attention to the wrongdoings of others. Monet has had to frequently provide for her family on her own throughout her life. That is not simple. You could argue that she was following her knowledge and trying her best, but it would absolve Monet of any responsibility. She made the decision to provide in a way that put her and her family in danger despite being a complete adult with children. The Reckoning Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 PG-04E04 Angry Drew. Furthermore, even though it wasn't what the two of them desired, she trained them to be soldiers and provide for the family against their will from childhood into maturity. The flashbacks from this season have demonstrated Monet's potential for selfishness, dominance, and danger. They have also demonstrated the extent to which she shaped her kids' personalities and gradually shaped who they are now. Furthermore, Drew and Diana, as they are now, were the ones who desired their mother's death. Power is accustomed to killing parents by this time. However, you knew that if the scheme failed, Monet would eventually find out and everything would blow out. And that's exactly what happened. Although, as was already mentioned, it never felt like Diana or Drew's lives were in jeopardy. Where would you rank the Tajada family if you had to line them up according to level of menacingly? Monet and Cain might both be ranked first and second, respectively. Then I would put Diana in the back and Drew in the third position. The Reckoning Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 Monet on the Hunt PG-04E04. Nevertheless, Diana and an unarmed Drew managed to get past Monet, who was pointing a gun at them. And Drew unwrapped Cain without much effort. Cain and Monet ought to have felt embarrassed about themselves. I knew Drew and Diana would make it through this hour easily when Diana shoved Monet onto a nice motel mattress, but I never imagined that Monet would wake up one day and realize she was the issue. Related, Michael Rainey Jr. of Power Ghost discusses Tariq going into predator mode and warns anyone could go. For dressing down Monet in the most luxurious hotel room you would ever see, Drew deserved a slow applause. An immense amount of fury filled him for years, and all he stated was accurate. You're not at all interested in us. It doesn't matter to you what we desire, or what we require. You've never done so. If it wasn't, we might be content instead of you. It was impossible for you to be a decent mother. You are nothing but a bitch. Drew? Permalink, you are indifferent to us. PG-04E04. Those children, especially the two who weren't infatuated with life, were ignored by Monet. If what anyone wanted didn't fit with what she needed those kids to do for her and the family name, she didn't listen to them or give a damn. What a depressing way of living. Feeling that peddling drugs, killing people, or engaging in any other immoral activity is the only way to win your family's approval or demonstrate your love for them. The Reckoning Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 Sullen Monet PG-04E04. For whatever reason, Diana has been considerably more receptive to giving Monet another chance, but Drew has remained steadfast in his contempt. and that flashback demonstrates why he had reached his breaking point. When the man was supposed to be in school showing off his artwork, Drew killed him. His mother needed them out of the way, so he had to grieve for his father and a man he actually loved. It would be quite acceptable for Dry to cut off communication with Monet forever. If Monet gradually realized how bad her witch mothering had been, evaluated her past actions, and gradually offered apologies to her kids, I could understand her coming to some sort of realization. However, this tale felt hurried, and not in the positive sense that Power so frequently does. A few hours after having a brief conversation with Janet and taking a stroll down memory lane, Monet realized she was terrible and that she no longer wanted her children to die, even though a gun was pointed at them. Strange, what happened in the kitchen in Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 PG-04E04, The Reckoning? Even though I could see their intentions, something felt wrong about the entire situation. I understand that Diana's pregnancy was clearly intended to be her epiphany, but this kind of plot would have worked better with more breathing room. Similar, Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Review, To Thine Own Self, Season 4 Episode 2. Cain, although the most obsessed with his mother, is also somewhat isolated, which makes his role in the Tajada family feud the most interesting. Considering all he's done for the family business, he should find it frustrating that he's always more out of the loop than in it. Effie, Tariq, when have you ever been able to put your trust in them? Tariq, Effie, I have no idea. I'm not sure. Effie, well, you can't rely on loyalty or trust with what we're doing, irrespective of who it is, and more than anyone else, you ought to be aware of that. Permalink, Effie, I have no idea. I'm not sure. PG-04E04. Cain's need to prove himself has always been his biggest issue, though we've seen that his short fuse, lack of long-term vision, and intense emotional outbursts work for others. They don't always work for him. He is a desperate wannabe leader. Cain dressed up PG-04E04 Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 The Reckoning. He'd always felt that he required that balance, and he needed someone, primarily Monet, to keep him somewhat focused and in check. However, Monet does not give his feelings a second thought and utilizes him as she needs him, much like his brothers did. Cain has occasionally grown irritated with her and distanced himself from her. Son, however, came running when his mother called. But those seem to be the days of the past. When you think about it, Noma is really simply another Monet. Cain is trading one superior for another because he is so in need of someone to appreciate him and give him something to be proud of. However, he's starting to feel more valued with Noma, and a big part of that is because they share a bed. It is obvious that Cain and Noma's small relationship is not an epic love story, hence it is not worth talking about. However, it will be interesting to observe how it impacts business as the season goes on. The Reckoning Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 Cain and Drew meet PG-04E04. Noma doesn't seem to know how to use people without taking advantage of them. Furthermore, I don't believe Cain views Noma as much more than a tool to help him reach his goals. That combination makes very interesting sleeping partners. When it comes to most things, Tariq is cool under pressure, but not when it comes to his mother. It's as though an overwhelming need to keep her safe takes the place of any sensible thought. Related, I Don't Die Easy, Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 1 Review. I thought it was great when Braden asked him if they should go on a revenge rampage now that they had so much going on. However, Tariq believed that he had a mess to clear up because Drew and Diana had started the process and identified Tariq as the shooter. Though in reality he wasn't. They're unaware that Tasha took the shot, though. Furthermore, Tariq has been telling Monet that he knows nothing about anything. Up until episodes like this one, where you have to recall all these previous hints and occurrences to make sense of what's happening. I never realized how chaotic this series might get at times. Diana moves Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 PG-04E04 The Reckoning. In the end, Tariq required Diana and Drew to be dead. Did Diana's having to see Salim, of all people, and having a minor meltdown when he pushed her to explain what the hell was going on make anyone feel sorry for her? Although Salim was strange. However, by giving Diana something that no one else in her life had done recently, he stood by her in that particular moment. When she wanted comfort and a secure haven, he listened to her. Of course, all it took for everything to fall apart was for Tariq to aim a gun at him, but in an attempt to shield Diana as best he could, he did that one small act. However, he is now deceased. Imagine going about your business as your ex approaches you for assistance. You give it to her, but then you feel sick to your stomach. It's really unfortunate. The Reckoning Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 Diana Decides PG-04E04. Yes, a St. Patrick. Bravo to Braden for launching that concert and merchandise business so rapidly, but at the moment it's making Course Correct look bad. Furthermore, nothing that appears certain is ever. Making Moves Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 PG-04E04 The Reckoning. Too much information is being withheld, therefore something untoward is likely to occur. Furthermore, it was disappointing to see Braden and Elle together, but they got along well enough that he can tell her about his business aspirations and even give her a free Coke. Get Braden back in the classroom, please. He takes on too much. I get scared every hour that concludes with Tariq and Braden looking semi-happy. And when Anya introduced herself, the expression on Tariq's face gave me shivers. He's going to use that girl like crazy to gain something for himself, and he's going to dig right into his James St. Patrick bag. And how much is your stake on him keeping everything from Braden a secret? Everything additional you should know. Despite her desire to live, Drew seized every chance to share her story with others. He's been bruised for half the season. Diana on the Run Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Episode 4 The Reckoning PG-04E04. Drew's life was so dramatic after Kane kicked him out of the penthouse, but Drew ought to have broken up with Kane first. Kane had already fired at him and was prepared to kill him. It should be the opposite way around. Kane should be dead to him. Janet believes that her line was constructed by the writers using a collection of tweets, and she was called on to express what the audience was feeling. Even still, I'm not sure if I can put all my trust in her. As we've seen in the past, Detective Carter is a man who wants to do things his way, and it hasn't always worked out well for those in law enforcement. However, he's very skilled at casting doubt on others. Related, what's next for Starz's most popular franchise as Power Book Roman 2, Ghost draws to a close? Tate is still unsighted, despite their constant references to him. You would assume that with Camel back, we would see Rashad this season. Do they know Jibber know how to handle Davis? This season, he hasn't Jabber a big part yet. He's up and beneath Noma, so there's a Jabber angle to play here, but they didn't use it, and I'm concerned about what that indicates moving ahead. It was hilarious how Jibber was Noma's ideal sidekick. Kane is a lot of things, but he can deliver when you ask him to dial up the Jabber to 10. A Fancy Affair PG-04E04 Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 4 Jibber for the Papaya. After the events of Power Book Roman 2, Ghost Season 3 Episode 10, Tariq felt out of place being in the same room with Kane and Jabber. They gibber to have forgotten that I was there when they were prepared to kill that man. There's only an hour left before the show takes an Jibber hiatus and returns this fall to wrap things up. It's possible that I was a bit Jibber on this one, but only because the bar is so high. Out of all the spin-offs, Power Jabber has been the most reliable, rarely missing. Although there were some problems with this one, they may swiftly get Jabber them with the mid-season finale. If you have any feedback on this one, especially if you liked it better than I did, tell me what you would like to see next in the comments section. Jabber. Please Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and gibber for more videos. Thanks for gibber.